Let us understand what is process only report in Business Central. So, process only reports in Business Central is a special type of report where it performs an action without generating any output. So it will not create any output, so it will just do something. It will process the table data, and if you have any logic to happen in your table, then that will happen, but it will not generate any output. So then why I should use the process only report? If you wanted to increase your efficiency, okay, so in order to increase efficiency, you can use process only, because if you want like if you are generating a report, even while generating report you can write some processing. But if you want to only process, but you don't want to see that immediately in your report, then you can go ahead with process only, so it will increase efficiency. So how it increase efficiency? Like by automating tasks with process only report, business can save time and increase efficiency, allowing staff to focus on more strategic activities. Okay, next one is improved accuracy. So the second one is what? Improved accuracy. And the third one is what? Streamlined operation. And fourth is what? The cost saving. Okay, so these four are important in any process one day report. Okay, so this is how you can use this is why you can use the process only report. So what is the main difference is what? Output. A process only report does not generate any visible output for the user, while a report generates a visible output, like either in a document format or in Excel format, like that. So, and it functions. A process only report performing actions or a task such as running a code unit or a function without generating any visible output. Like it may also, you can write some logic in the triggers, where it will just process but it will not print the output. And the purpose is what? You the process one day reports are typically used for a background tasks, okay, that need to be run automatically, such as posting a sales order, processing a payment, or running a data cleanup tasks, like that. Okay, and timing. So process only reports are usually scheduled to run a specific intervals or triggered manually by the users, whereas report, like which are generated on demand or at a specific intervals. So let us see what is a process only report, and I have created a process only report here. So I'm going to show you like how it is really what I have implemented, and also how we can use this process only report. Okay, imagine that you have a customer table, okay, and you just wanted to add another name, for example a last name or something else, like that. Okay, so in the customer table, and or you wanted to adjust the name to field in the customer table, that is some a name you wanted to rechange it. So we can write it through the triggers. Okay, so here you can see that. I hope you all know what are the triggers we'll be using it in the report. So if you want to know about the various type of triggers which we'll be using, please let me know. Because in a report, the triggers are categorized into three. One is a report, second one is for the data item, and the third one is for the request page. So how it is? See, in every report you can see there is a data item. Okay, it's a whole thing is a report. There is a triggers which is specifically for the report, and there is a triggers which are specifically for the data item, and there are reports which are specifically for the request page. Okay, so what are those reports and how we can use that? Okay, if you want to know that, please let me know. So we will discuss about these reports, all the time, all object based reports, like page, triggers, sorry, page, report, code unit. So code unit we don't have any specific, like table. Okay, so if you want to know about all the types of triggers, we will talk about that later. So this is specifically for the process only report. Okay, so what I have did is what I have created this. The important thing which you have to use here is what? You have to make this true. Processing only is equal to true, which means that this report will not be printed, okay, in any format. This report will be processed. Got it. So next one is what, other than that everything is same. I have used the customer data. Okay, this is the customer data item, and I have used the trigger on pre data item trigger. So what is it on pre data item? Which runs before the data item is processed but after the associate variable have been initialized. Okay, so if you want to do like that, so you can use an on pre data item which is for the data level, data item level, data set level trigger. So what I'm going to use it was, if anything, if not replace existing, like if name 2 is there, okay, if already the name 2 is there, then it will just make it empty. Okay, already if there is any name 2, it will make that into entry. Next trigger is what, on after get record. So what is it? On after get record runs when a record has been retrieved from the table. So once the record is retrieved, then it will, this process will happen. So it will get the customer number, and based on the customer number it will add the name, whatever the name which we are giving. So that will happen, and it will modify the customer data over there, and it will increment, so it will be applied for each and every customer. Okay, so this is what the logic behind it. And on post data item, you have another trigger called on post data item, which runs when the data item has been iterated for the last time. Once it is iterated, then it will show you a message called ready, customers were updated. Okay, and what is the counter, what is the value which is hold in the counter. Got it. So this is, I have written this, I have written on the data set level. And in the request page you can see that I have written a request page where it will ask you for the field, that is which name you wanted to change. For example, if I wanted to change my name, if I wanted to add my name in the name too by default for all all the customers, then you can add that. Okay, if you, for example, if you want to add a company name, then you can add that. So this is a sample example, okay, which is already given in a Microsoft Learn. You can see that. So this is a name to, if what you wanted to apply. So you can see that these are all the variable which you have to assign initially before using these things in the report. So name 2 is a text, customer 2 is the record, is the variable which holds complete column from the record customer, complete record. So replace existing is a boolean which is true or false, and the counter is what, the integer. So I have used the name to apply, and specifies the name to apply. And the second one is the replace existing, what you want to do exist, whether you want to exist or not, because replace existing is what, the boolean, so it will be in the either true or false. Okay, so this is what the simple example here. Now we are going to execute it. Don't forget to change this, processing only should be set to true if you wanted to make it as a process only report, and if you don't wanted to print it out. Okay, so let us save this and let us execute this. So I have used the report object ID in the launch JSON. So directly it has opened the processing only report. If you couldn't find it, then you have to go and search it here and get your process only report on the screen. So what I wanted to apply, the name to apply is what I wanted to apply my name as a name to all the customers. Okay, so if you want to replace existing, yes means yes, no means no. Okay, so yes, and I'm not going to filter anything. And you can see that this is, since it's a process only report, there is no print option. Okay, you have a schedule option, okay, and cancel. So you cannot see the print option if it is a process only report. So now I'm going to click okay. It has applied to all the 13 customers. So this is what we have written in the message. Okay, so once it is done, ready, customers were updated. Got it, then click okay. Now we can go and see in the customers card, customers list, whether it is updated or not. So let us wait for that. Okay, so the name 2 is not available here, right? If you want to see the name 2, then you have to personalize it. In personalize, you can see that you can add, if you wanted to add a field, you have an add field here. Okay, so let us go and click here plus. So if you click plus, you can see the name 2 is there. Okay, so you can just make it here. So once you drag and drop it here, you can see that Gomati is replaced for all the customers as a name too. So if you wanted to make it as a company, okay, that is also fine. So just make it as a For example, if these customers are related to any specific country or a region, then you can tell like that. Or if they are specific to any particular salesperson, then simply you just wanted to go and change this name. Okay, name to, instead of name to, you can just make it as, you can add it. Okay, you can use a report extension, add it, sorry, table extension, add the field, then page extension, add the field, and then come here and then you can extend it. Okay, so you can change it and show, and once if it is done, you can click done, where else it is personalized. I hope you understand what is really a processing only report, and when and where to use it. If you don't want it the printed copy, if you wanted to increase your accuracy, performance, and whenever you wanted to do some actions or triggers behind it, so then you can probably make use of this. So, you may have a question like, why should I use a process one layer report? Because this logic I can write it in any other object like a code unit or a page or even a table. Then why should I use this particular process one layer report in order to process it? See, every trigger in process report has its own uniqueness and its own usage. Where, for example, if you wanted to load the data only when the report is loaded, okay, then you can go with on init report trigger. So whenever the record from the table is retrieved, once it is retrieved later, these changes has to be happened, then these type of things can be implemented only through the report. Because if you write something in the page that is applicable to the data which is stored in the table itself, but if you wanted a dynamic change over that, okay, so you can probably use this process only report. Because in process only report, as I told, there are various triggers which are of a specific condition. If some specific condition met, then some logic should happen like that. Okay, so likewise, like if you wanted to run before a data item which is processed, but after the associated variable has been initialized, then you will be using a on tree data item. So this type of triggers we cannot try with try in page or a table or any other object which is only available in report. So make it wisely. Like if you wanted to make your code, make your project very efficient and with a good performance, then probably you should use a process one report with a request page, where it will be definitely useful for you. Thank you, take care, bye bye.